All right, guys, as expected, the market is having a little bit of a pullback today. So we are going to discuss the overall market and, of course, Lunar Classic. And we do have a little bit of an update today. And some people are pointing at this to be the reason why Lunar Classic is having a little bit of a extra pullback, right? So let's discuss this. Remember, nothing in the video is financial advice. And today, the overall market cap down 3%, Bitcoin having a pullback. Of course, that's to be expected in these markets. When you have huge moves upwards, the price always has a pullback. So nothing to be worried about right now, in my opinion. And we will discuss a little bit more about the Bitcoin price action and where I think we're going to go next a little bit later in this video. But right now, Terra Classic down 5.2%. So what is going on? This is a bit of a drastic pullback in comparison to the overall market. And what we're seeing is people blaming a new proposed 0.8% burn tax increase. So if we head over to the proposal itself from Vegas, this proposal aims to increase the current burn tax from 0.2 to 0.8%. The proposed address the purpose is to address the problem of not burning enough supply with the current tax in place. Feeling and all-time high were better when the 1.2% burn tax was in place. Now, I don't necessarily agree with this myself. If you have been following this channel specifically, where we talked about Lunar Classic a few months ago, I didn't think the 1.2% burn was very good because I think people forgot to understand or didn't understand themselves that the 1.2% burn was only on-chain, and almost no one actually transacts on-chain. Yes, people might buy on a centralized exchange and then transfer out on-chain and hold their money there, but people who are trading where the majority of the daily volume comes from do not trade on-chain. Therefore, the 1.2% burn was basically null and void, and if anything, it made people trade less on-chain because nobody wants a 1.2% burn. You might say it if you are a holder who doesn't trade. You might say, yeah, I want 1% of every transaction to be burnt, so it brings down the overall circulating supply, in turn hopefully bringing up the value of each coin that I hold. But if you are not a trader yourself, you don't understand that 1% can be the difference between making profit and not making profit. And at the end of the day, that's what we need, right? We need volume. So if people don't trade, then there's no point. Anyway, I think 0.2% was reasonable, right? But increasing this again to 0.8 is what people are blaming this drop for. And maybe there are other people that feel similarly to me. With that said, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions of that down there in the description. I don't think burns are the main way that we get Lunar Classic back to the old highs or even, higher than we are now. I think utility, building real things, real tech using the Lunar Classic ecosystem is how we get there, right? And this may take a long time. I feel like huge burns are just fun, right? They're not something that is sustainable for many years, and I think that that's my opinion, right? Don't get angry at me. Let me know what you think down there in the comment section. But there's more motivation here. First, the current tax is not sufficient to burn enough coins, a significant amount of coins. Second, there is a significant community demand for higher tax. Again, I think this higher tax, I really do think that this is from people who are just holding the coin, not trading, and that is not creating daily volume. I personally do not trade Lunar Classic daily. I simply just hold it, right? So I never get taxed anything. It could be 100% tax, and as long as I don't sell, I'll never be taxed it. But I do plan to sell, so I don't want it to be 100%. But if it was a 50% tax, I guarantee you that almost no one would trade this coin. We would just hold it, and then it wouldn't actually work. So that's my opinion anyway. Third, previous efforts to decrease the tax have not yielded the intended results because people don't trade a lot. And also, we're in a bear market, right? So people aren't trading a lot again because of that. Now, the proposal is, of course, to increase the burn tax from the current 0.2% to 0.8%. So I want to hear what you guys think. Do you think that this proposal is what has brought this coin down a little bit more? And I want to know what you think overall about this proposal. Do you think it is a good idea? Now, moving away from Terra Classic and that sort of ecosystem there, sometimes it really does surprise me how well very basic TA actually plays out on the charts. You can see these two lines that we've had here for a number of weeks now. I have been looking at 25,200 as a region that I want to see break before I think we're going to head higher. And we did see it hit right here in August 15th here, 2022. We saw it hit there, get rejected sharply, and head all the way down to the lowest we've seen at 15,500, right? Then we now have had this nice move upwards from here. And now we have been playing with this resistance right here at around 21,005. We came up. We didn't quite make it to the 25 region, came down and then played with that, flipped it into a support to head higher really quickly, all the way up to hitting that exact mark. All right, that exact mark. Now, from here, if you did want to get into a short position there, you would have made a nice little profit here of around 6%, which with 10x leverage could be a 60% gain, right? And this is very basic TA. Depends on what you guys want to do, but of course, don't trade with leverage unless you know what you're doing. But you can do so over on BitGet. That's where I trade with leverage. But now, you can get up to a $10,000 deposit bonus in my description. On top of that, you can get some awesome new altcoins over on the exchange. This is Vela, a coin that I've been speaking about on my main channel a lot. But something I wanted to introduce you guys to was the new BitGet Launchpad. I mean, it's not new, but they're trying to push it even more now because they're trying to give as much value back to people as possible and get people involved in early on projects. If you're a follower of my other channel, you would know back in the bull market, I was very, very bullish on launchpads, and it could be an interesting thing to be involved in different launchpads on centralized exchanges. We did see that they actually had some launches back in 2022 here. Within the first week after the listing posted, we had a 76% gain, 150, over 2,000 and over 200% gains all there. Now, of course, this is the first week of listing. These prices can, of course, change. But if you did want to get involved in the BitGet Launchpad to potentially get your hands on some early on investments, all you have to do is head over to my link down there in the description, sign up, then go over to the Launchpad section and get yourself to this page, right? We now see Panda Farm is the latest launch coming by the time we get to February 19th. And if you do click on here, all you have to do is click on registration. You have 52 hours right now to click on registration, and then you can sign up and you can hopefully be a part of this launch. Of course, launches do have their risks, so do pay attention. Check out Panda Farm and see if it's something you want to be invested in yourself. But this is an opportunity that is starting here on BitGet. Another reason why I really like this platform. So again, if you do want to sign up to this and check out the Panda Farm listing, you can see all of the information that you need, and the link is going to be down there in the description, right? With that said, the price of Bitcoin is moving very interestingly, right? We now potentially are bouncing off this resistance here at 23,700, and we could be making our way up. We do have a little bit, a trading range here between 21,600 and 25,000. This may last for a little bit of time here, giving opportunities for trades, but we're going to have to wait to see what's happening there. Overall, the Crypto Greed and Fear Index is still in greed, guys. We are heading faster into greed, which doesn't make me too secure with not having a big enough pullback to shake out the people who are getting too euphoric, right? Overall, I do think that this move could last a little bit longer, but we do have one bad thing happening with the DXY continuing to trend upwards here, which isn't good for our risk on assets. So stay safe out there, guys. All of the links are going to be down there in my description that you need, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next one. A peace.